Scanning for audio.
Right, let's start this Warlock of Firetop Mountain, shall we? I did promise it. Let's go for it. Now, what I've done is I've got my character sheet, which is a photocopy of the one from the back. I've pasted it into a lovely little notebook. So, some of the rolls were good, some of them were not. Skill. Initial skill, 9. Initial stamina, I did quite well on this one, 23. And initial luck, 7. Okay, that was my character creation. Okay. So, we've got items carried, sword, shield, leather armour. I went for the luck potion. Okay. And provisions, 10. Okay. Let's go through this from the start. And to do that, we're going to need to read a book. How will your adventure start? The book you hold in your hand is a gateway to another world. A world of dark magic, terrifying monsters, brooding castles, treacherous dungeons, and untold danger, where a noble few defend against the myriad schemes of forces of evil. Welcome to the world of fighting fantasy. You're about to embark on a thrilling fantasy adventure in which you are the hero. You decide which route to take, which dangers to risk, and which creatures to fight. But be warned, it will also be you who has to live or die by the consequences of your actions. Take heed, for success is by no means certain, and you may well fail in your mission on the first attempt. But have no fear, for with experience, skill and luck, each new attempt should bring you a step closer to your ultimate goal. Prepare yourself, for when you turn the page, you will enter an exciting, perilous, fighting fantasy adventure where every choice is yours to make. An adventure in which you are the hero. Again, block capitals. How would you like to begin your adventure? If you are new to fighting fantasy, it is a good idea to read through the rules which appear on page 198 and 203 before you start. We'll do that in a minute. You'll realise that you have any chance of success. You will need to discover your hero's attributes, and you can create your own character by following the instructions on page 198 to 199, which of course we've done. Don't forget to enter your character's details on the adventure sheet which appear on page 206, which we photocopied. Alternative dice. If you do not have a pair of dice handy, dice rolls are printed throughout the book at the bottom of the pages. Flicking rapidly through the book and stopping on a page will give you a random dice roll. If you need to roll 1 dice, read only the first printed die. If you have 2, total the 2 dice symbols. Okay. I'm thinking we'll go to how to fight. Okay, so we are skipping to page 198, because some of you out there will not have experienced the exciting world of fight and fantasy, will you? So here we go. How to fight the creatures of the underworld. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses by rolling dice to determine your initial scores. On pages 206 to 207, there's an adventure sheet which you use to record the details of an adventure. On it, you will find boxes recording skill, stamina, and luck scores. You are advised to either record these scores on the adventure sheet in pencil or make photocopies of the sheet. You know I won't be writing in a book. For future adventures. Determine your initial skill, stamina, and luck. Roll 1 dice and add 6 to this number and enter it in the sheet, which I did earlier. And as you know, bear with, I can't believe I've got a little exercise book. It's so cool. So, add 1 die to this number. So 6 plus 3, which 3 was what I rolled, I've got a 9. That's an average roll. That's acceptable. Roll both dice and add 12 to the number rolled and enter this in the stamina box. Now, I did quite well on this one because it's 12 plus my 2 dice and I got 23, which I'm very pleased about. Finally, roll 1 dice and add 6 to this number and enter this in the luck box. Sadly, my luck did in fact run out and I rolled a 1. So my luck is 7, which is not brilliant. Skill reflects your swordsmanship and fighting expertise. The higher, the better. Stamina represents your strength. The higher the stamina, the longer you will survive. That is good, because I am accident prone. Luck represents how lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in fantasy world you're about to explore. Well, I would hope so. Skill, stamina and luck scores change constantly during the adventure, so keep an eraser handy. Or rubber, as they would mean in this country. You must keep an accurate record of these scores, but never rub out the initial score. Although it may receive additional skill, stamina and luck points, these totals may never exceed your initial scores. I will never be luckier than a 7. Except on rare occasions when instructed on a particular page. When you are told to fight a creature, you must resolve the battle as described below. First, record the creature's skill and stamina scores, as given on the page, in an empty monster encounter box on your adventure sheet. Okay, they're the ones on the right hand side. The sequence of combat is then roll 2 dice for the creature, add its skill score to this total, and that's its attack strength. Okay, so we're rolling 2 dice and we're adding it to its skill score, and that's its total attack strength. Okay, so that gives us a new number. So there's a number written down in the book. We roll 2 dice, we add it, you've got it. Then roll 2 dice for yourself. Add the current skill. Okay, so we've got 9, and that is your attack strength. So it's 2d6 plus the skill score. Whose attack strength is higher? If your attack strength is higher, you have wounded the creature. Okay. Wounded is fine. If the creature's attack strength is higher, then it has wounded you. If they're both the same, you've both missed. Start the next attack round from step 1. If you've wounded the creature, subtract 2 points from its stamina. You may use luck here to do additional damage. See you using luck in battles below. We'll come back to that one. If the creature has wounded you, subtract 2 points from your stamina. You may use luck to minimise the damage. I've only got 7 luck points, so it's probably not a good idea. Make the appropriate changes to either of the creatures on your own stamina scores and the luck score if you used any luck, and begin the next attack round. Repeat steps 1 and 6. This continues until the stamina score of either you or the creature you're fighting has been reduced to 0. Open brackets. Death. Close brackets. Escaping from battles. On some pages, you'll be given the option of escaping from the battle. You may only escape if it's offered to you on the page. If you do run away, the creature automatically scores 1 wound on you, which is to subtract 2 stamina points as you flee, such as the price of cowardice. You can only use luck on this wound in the normal way. See using luck in battles below. That's the next section. Sometimes you'll be told to test your luck. As you will discover, using luck is a risky business. The way you test your luck is as follows. Roll 2 dice, which is flicking through the book, or using the dice which are actually in my pocket. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck score, then you have been lucky. If the number rolled is higher than your current luck score, then you've been unlucky. The consequences of being lucky or unlucky will be found on the next page. Each time you test your luck, you must subtract 1 point from your current luck score. This is not good. So, the more you rely on your luck, the more risky this becomes. So I'm kind of glad that I selected the luck. Okay. In battles, you always have the option of using your luck either to score a more serious wound on a creature or to minimise the effect of a wound the creature has scored on you. I think I'll be using it defensively. If you have just wounded the creature, you may test your luck as described above, and if you are lucky, subtract an extra 2 points from the creature's stamina score, i.e. 4 instead of 2. But if you're unlucky, you must restore 1 point to the creature's stamina. So instead of scoring the normal 2 points of damage, you now only score 1. Well, that's not going to happen. If the creature has wounded you, you can test your luck to try and minimise the wound. If you are lucky, restore 1 point to your stamina, i.e. instead of doing 2 points of damage, it's only done 1. If you are unlucky, subtract 1 extra stamina point. That's not good. Don't forget to subtract 1 point from your luck score each time you test your luck. That's not going to be good. Restoring skill, stamina and luck. Occasionally a page may give instructions to alter your skill score. A magic weapon may increase your skill, but remember that only one weapon can be used at a time. You cannot claim 2 skill bonuses for carrying 2 magic swords. Your skill can never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed. Drinking the potion of skill, see later, will restore your skill to its initial level at any time. Your stamina score will change a lot during the adventure as you near your goal. Your stamina level may be dangerously low and battles may be particularly risky. Be careful. You start the game with enough provisions for 10 meals. A separate provisions remaining box is provided on the adventure sheet for recording details for provisions. You may eat only 1 meal at a time. When you eat a meal, add 4 points to your stamina and deduct 1 point from your provisions, because you've had one of the meals, I guess. Remember that you have a long way to go, so use your provisions wisely. Does it tell you when you can eat provisions? I don't know. We'll find out. Don't forget, your stamina score may never exceed its initial value, specifically instructed on a page. Drinking the potion of strength, see later, will restore your stamina to its initial level at any time. Right, well, the potion of strength sounds like it would be quite useful. You will find additions to your luck score awarded when you've been particularly lucky. Remember that, as with skill, stamina and luck, your score may never exceed its initial value, unless specifically instructed on a page. Drinking the potion of fortune, see later, will restore your luck to its initial level at any time and increase your initial luck by 1 point. Alright, so when I drink this potion, it goes from 7 to 8. And it gets boosted up. Okay. Equipment and potions. We're nearly done. We're nearly ready for the adventure. You start your adventure with a sword, leather armour, shield, backpack containing your provisions for the trip. Okay, hang on. I've got that written down here already. I've got sword, shield and leather armour. Done. And provisions 10. You start your adventure with a sword, leather armour, shield, we've done this, but you will find lots more items in the adventure as it unfolds. You may also take magical potions which aid you on your quest. Each bottle of potion contains enough for 1 measure, i.e. it can only be used once during the adventure. Choose one of the following. A potion of skill restores skill points. Potion of strength restores stamina. A potion of fortune restores luck. These potions may be taken at any time during the adventure. Taking a measure of the potion will restore skill, stamina or luck to their initial level. The potion of fortune will increase your initial luck by 1 and restore luck to its new initial level. Okay. There is only one true way through Warlock's dungeon, and it will probably take you several attempts to find it. Make notes, draw maps as you explore. This map will be useful for future adventures to help you identify unexplored sections of the dungeon. Not all rooms contain treasure. Many merely contain traps and creatures which will no doubt fall foul of. Several keys are to be found in the dungeon rooms. Only by arriving at the Warlock's treasure with the correct keys, you will open the chest and get to his treasure. The only true way involves a minimal risk, and any player, no matter how weak on their initial dice rolls, should be able to get through fairly easily. Yeah. May the luck of the gods be with you on your adventure. Okay, we are ready to start. That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.